I'm sure that many of us have worked as much as her, or maybe more. Maybe you like it when you come to a different country with a different language, with a different thought. Yesterday Sylvia and I having a discussion with Leo about our culture, and this is one of our culture problem. We minimize ourselves in our work. Sometimes we don't give the real value of our, like you say, oh, I do all this. Yeah, I'm sure you do it, and I'm sure you have a lot of experience. And I said, like, you come in a different country with a different culture, and you have to face all that. But as I said, we Latin American, we minimize. We don't give that self-esteem. And one word she said, I was over. What do you say? Like nobody can pay. My resume was overqualified. I never heard Latin American people, anybody to say I'm overqualified. We wait somebody to say for us, but we don't say it. We don't say it. Maybe we have been 40 years giving yoga classes, open centers all over, working for the UGB, working for so many groups. I see many people that really put all their life, and they don't trust themselves in doing it. They don't project that. And I think this is one lesson for us, for our culture. We have to break those we are so simple, we are so sencillos. We don't get proud of our what we do. We should get proud of what we do. And I don't mean you, I mean the whole stigma of our cultural background. We don't never feel good enough. We don't to call ourselves that we are good at what we are doing, that we are proud of what we can do, that we are overqualified for what we do, and I think it is true. I think it's I see Elvia. Elvia, she has a lot of experience doing. She's because I saw her. She's near. I mean, I don't see the others as near. She works hard. She comes at 4 o'clock in the morning in order to give the cake for the UGB house. They work over, and in a way, she doesn't trust herself into talking or into saying. She's a wonderful yoga. She can do yoga. She gives classes. She does all this. But I'm sure that she have more trust in herself. She will trust herself. She could glow more. And I think for me, this is a teaching that we should break all these paradigmas that we have over hundreds of years of cultural shyness. I am shy. I don't trust. I don't feel like I can do it. She can do it, but I cannot do it. I mean, she has I mean, most of us, we really. How many years you've been in the JGB? How many years you've been doing yoga?
25. Oh, I'm too old now.
How many experiences you have? And do you feel overqualified?
Now, yeah. But it took me 25 years.
No,
I've been working 30 years.
That's what I mean. I mean, like we don't, and this I think is a very Latin way of thinking. In many ways. It's not only the yoga. I think it's in many other things. We don't trust our capacity. We don't trust our strength. We don't trust that we can do things.
We can, like, how do you say, subestimar,
Yeah.
like underestimate.
Underestimated yourself.
Yeah, we do that a lot, like because like we were talking yesterday, it's part of the culture.
Yes, but
You know,
Anglos also, Anglo women, I mean, I've been to business meetings where women are Anglo women's and women in Corpus Christi, and they're business women. And, you know, they come around the tables, and I've been in meetings with, you know, 70, 80 people, and mostly men. And the women that are there are in business for themselves too, and they go, oh, would you like to introduce yourself? And these women, you can't hardly hear them. They don't stand up. That's the first thing you should do as a woman, no matter what your background is. Somebody speaks to you and you're in a meeting, stand up so you can project. And so all these women, they were going, oh, I am in a mortgage company, and somebody else said, oh, I'm in the bank. And then it was my first meeting on the island, and I'm so mad listening to these women that are like, so. And I stood up and I said, yes, I have something to say. I'm Emmy Coppola, and I just bought my house on the island, and I've started a women's organization for women business owners, self-employed women. I said I'll be teaching yoga. Here's my card, please take a card. I passed out my cards. They must have thought I was the most pushy, but I thought, I guess I have to make up for all the women that just, you know, it's like, come on, ladies. That was one of the reasons I started that women's group there, too, because I thought, it doesn't matter where you go. It's just, we're behind. But the women really progressed because of men like Master Pepe, because Master Pepe wasn't willing to sit back and let his wife not be a part of what his teachings are, and I don't think she was going to sit back either. Don't give the credit. No, she's a
She was just trying to be nice.
She was also
In a few minutes, we are going to finish this part of the study of today. And when everybody was speaking, and also we start the study yesterday, we were speaking that we need to discover our tools. And when we discover the tools and how to use them, you change so much your behavior, and also you awaken your confidence because you discover new things that you never used today. And if you grow with a lot of afraid, if you grow with a lot of insecurity, you need to work to take out the afraid, to take out the insecurity. And when you recover yourself and you recognize what kind of tools do you have, you start to work in a different way. One of the missions of the Guru is to help the yoga student, to help the student to discover the virtues, to develop themselves, not to use the mistake that they have to punish them or to awake more negative feelings. In our developing, it's very important that to understand that everybody can make mistakes, but we can recover from the mistake. You can go to your balance in any time. It doesn't mean that you always have to be in the same mistake. Also, we were speaking that the difference between the man and the animals is the reason. We see here one picture that is in Rome, in the Vatican, and this picture is very famous. This picture represented how when God created the human beings as his image and very similar to him. And when I was listening Leo, where does he takes the power to recover? When he say, inside of me, I see the potency, I see the energy to recover myself. Even if you don't say that it is the presence of God, you can say any name, any kind of energy, but the representation of that projection who comes from God with any name, with any form, with any color, is anybody who has that essence. And we have to discover that.